Can you hear me?
Yeah, everyone will make sure the mics are on.
Is mine on now?
Huh? Is it on?
Hello?
The red one's on.
Yeah, it just doesn't
Test,
sound like
test.
it's on.
No, we do not have mics. Hold on.
Hello? I think we could probably hear each other. Of course, you have to record it, so you
Yeah,
have to.
I have to record it. Can someone speak? I'm not sure whose mic is.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Nope.
It's not working.
Well, you know what? They told me they had the mics all worked out. So, we will just have to, which one? Oh, this? Test again.
Hello? 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 Hello?
No. Oh, wait.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, I
Hello?
heard something.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Hello?
Okay. They
Okay.
had the volume on a different control way down, so, okay.
You ready?
Technology and me, yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. This calls to order the April 25th, 2022 Planning Commission meeting. The first item of business is item 1, introduction of newly appointed Commissioner Rourke Falsgraf. So welcome to the commission, Rourke.
Thank you.
Second item of business is approval of the minutes from the meeting held on February 28th, 2022. Are there any comments or discussion?
I'd make a motion we approve the minutes as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Next item of business is item 3, old business. There is none. Moving on, item 4, new business. Item A, site plan for new single-family residence, 3611 West 61st Terrace, Fairway, Kansas, as submitted by Scott Koenigsdorf of Koenig Building and Restoration property owner. Basil, will you please provide your staff report?
Yes, the applicant submitted a plan for a new single-family residence. The elevation hasn't changed, which is rare in Fairway, but the elevation of the new house and the existing is the same. The watershed analysis is increased, but per the watershed analysis engineer, it has no effect. So staff recommends approval of the application. The height of the building is going to be 27 feet, 7 inches.
Thank you. Any questions for staff? I have a question for the applicant, if you'd come forward and state your name and address for the record.
Scott, if you'll just press the button to turn it on, please.
Scott Koenigsdorf, 4722 West 68th Street, Prairie Village, Kansas.
Regarding the watershed analysis, maybe if you could show the plan on the screen.
Do you want the watershed plan?
The site plan's
Site
fine.
plan.
Okay.
So it indicates that the drainage will be away from the neighboring properties, but I do see the grading on the backyard dropping towards the neighboring property. Will the downspouts be located in other locations, or how will that drainage in the backyard be handled?
It looks like on the plot plan, he's got the downspouts, at least on the side, going out front, up the east and west sides. Basil, do you have the drainage study with the little maps that we could look at? I could talk about what's going on behind the house.
Yeah, let me just pull it up in our file. I don't know why that's not in the packet. I apologize. Let's see.
No, that's not it.
Are you talking about just this thing?
I
Yeah.
was looking for the
Yeah,
plans on the
there.
back of that. Is that not in here, Paul?
I mean, you can look at this
No,
one if you
but
want. I
Anna
don't know
has
if
a
it's helpful.
copy.
Okay.
I don't,
Here, do you want my copy? Maybe he emailed it to you and it's, you don't have a copy of the watershed?
no, but Anna got it. You have it.
I have it.
You can put one in my packet.
Sorry.
Okay.
There's not one in electronically anywhere? Okay.
I think, and I can, back this up with an email from the engineer if he agrees, that the portion on the sides they're taking to the front of the yard would offset the increase. The back of the lot does slope downhill, and the point of the drainage study is not saying that we're going to lessen or necessarily change the flow onto the properties, but it's saying that we're not going to increase it. So I believe that by him showing those downspouts on the sides to be routed to the front, that's helping offset that. And I can look into that.
Okay. I mean, he does state the lot will be graded so that there's no impact to neighboring properties. So I guess you're saying that the impact is not, we're not increasing.
Correct. I'm not saying that currently it's not shedding downhill, but I believe we're not increasing.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant? Thanks. Are there any comments or discussion on the application?
Looks good to me.
I don't see any issues with approving it.
Someone like to make a motion?
I would make a motion that we approve the plans for the new house at 3611 West 51st Terrace in Reinhardt Estates as submitted and reported on the staff report.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Proposal passes. Next item of business is item 5, additional business. Item A, our next meeting date will be February 23rd, 2022.
Wait, did you say
What?
May?
What did I say? I'm sorry. May.
February.
February. Sorry. May 23rd, 2022.
We're taking the summer off.
And that will be a little bit earlier than normal to avoid Memorial Day, I assume.
That is correct. It's a Monday before Memorial.
Okay.
Sorry, and I also wanted to let everyone know, we've already got 3 applications, including the final site plan for the 4210, 4220 project. It's, they've gone through the city council portion, and now they're bringing the final site plan. And I believe we have a new home, and
the dental place had a solar panel on
yeah, you're going to have solar panels for the new, the Fairway Casey Family Dental, so that'll be here.
and signage.
They are having some parking issues with what's going on across the street in Roland Park. They're going to be removing some parking and adding a sidewalk, and they're already getting construction equipment stuff parking in their lot. So, and people that would normally maybe visit those businesses. So he's just waiting to erect some small new parking signs, but I checked the code and there's just nowhere allowed that that staff can approve them because they'll be on poles and stuff. So that'll be coming to Planning Commission. And then lastly, because I think we've had new members since COVID and the pool is open this season, I want to make sure everyone knows that as members of the Planning Commission, you get a single pool pass annual at no charge. If you have a family, you can apply the single cost to the family, and we'll deduct that for the family cost for the pool. So wanted to make sure everyone knew that.
They did away with that for a while, didn't they?
I've had it since I've been on the,
Didn't? Okay. That doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I think what they did away with was just giving them free for everything. Everyone that served, it didn't matter, they went to just a single pass, so.
will we be seeing anything on flag language? Or is that not
So,
an issue any longer?
yes, we have been looking into that, and under Chapter 6, I believe, we have property nuisances is what's covered under 6. And they just redid that a while back with adding the language on lighting. But the hiccup is on that, after we really read it closely, is you can have neighbors sign a complaint if they're willing, and then that would send either the police chief or the codes administrator out to look at it and determine if it's a nuisance. And that is where we would like this to go back to admin and finance committee, the new joint committee. Because really, I think there's got to be some parameters or criteria established, just like there is for a lot of other things, inoperable vehicle. We've got specific criteria that determines if it's inoperable. City Administrator Nathan Nogelmeyer is very concerned about the slippery slope of putting staff in a position with no parameters or criteria of determining what's a nuisance, what isn't. So I think if we can have the admin and council, come up with some parameters. It might just simply be that if we get the signed complaints, staff goes out, takes the photos, prepares the report, and then it goes to the council to be determined. But we do have to work through that.
Okay, so it may not fall on planning then.
No.
Okay.
I think Nathan would like to treat that under nuisances.
Okay. All right. Okay. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I want to ask a question,
sorry.
and this is probably still a public meeting.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so, does Fairway have a position on potential changes to the low water bridge on Glenbrook between Mission Hills and Fairway?
So the bridge over there is strictly in Mission Hills. And has city been in communication and stuff? Yes. But that really is a Mission Hills project. And is it okay to, okay, I know Anna serves on there.
I mean, I don't have any comments, but you can talk about it.
I just, there's nothing going on with it right now. I don't
haven't-
think there's,
They haven't made a determination of what they're going to do.
no.
I saw they were tearing down their little, don't cross the bridge.
My concern was if they closed the bridge, you would limit, at least I live in the first ward, and it would limit access. Everybody would have to exit on Shawnee Mission Parkway right in, left in, right in, so it would be a potential safety issue.
And I think there was some sort of study done on that. I am not positive. I think they determined that any rerouting would add about 52 seconds to the reroute, I believe is what they determined. I didn't see the study, and since it's in Mission Hills, I've not really been reading or following up on it. You could certainly email Nathan, and he might have some additional information. I think that's one of the reasons we went ahead with our measures down there to install the permanent, speed reduction, because it was taking so long with Mission Hills, that we went ahead and just did it.
What happened to that? It was supposed to start it on the 11th, and it's still just the same. I mean, I know the city council decided that, but to me, it seems like such a waste of effort to do that, especially if Mission Hills is going to close that street
Well,
through.
that went through a whole street calming process, and the residents on Belinder, I believe Superior Bowen donated a considerable amount towards that,
Well,
that
yeah.
the city did not pay, in terms of the material and labor. But they went through a street calming process, and while I wasn't in on the meetings, I know after they did the studies, they determined that speed limit, I believe over there is,
25.
yeah, and the average speed limit going up and down it was about 46. It was going really fast.
They haven't calmed the neighbors on Norwood, because we get a lot of big trucks coming down Norwood now because they can't make the turn at the bottom of Belinder.
If they're going specifically to a job site in that area, if they are just using it as a route, then that is something you would want to reach out to the police department. But if they're trying to get to, and with the activity going on in Fairway, if they're trying to get to new construction or something, or delivery of goods to people, you know, there's not much we can do. I mean, is that the type of trucks you're talking about? Are you talking about heavy equipment, or are you talking about the Amazon, the delivery?
No, it's
to-
not Amazon, no. They can make the turn. It's mostly big dump trucks full of dirt or who knows, a big truck, big piece
Yeah.
of equipment. I mean, they're going to a construction site somewhere, but,
Right,
and so I haven't tried to stop anybody to question them about where their location is. I'm
right.
just-
But if you had a concern that it was, someone was using it as a route on a regular basis, and it's not a job that's in that proximity, I would reach out to the chief, Thurlow, to ask them, you know, maybe you set up a patrol to see where it's going. But if it's going within a couple blocks or so on that side, then I don't know, there's nothing we can
So
really do.
if I put up the money, could we put 5 speed bumps on Norwood?
You'd have to go through the traffic calming policy. You have to go through that whole process, and that's in the code if you'd like to see
I'm
what the.
just kidding.
Yeah, I think, you know, I really believe when we started the process with Belinder, we didn't think the vehicles were going that fast. They determined they were going real fast, so, any rate.
So as I understand that they're gonna take that triangle and round it off so you can turn left to go across the low water bridge for the highway.
I know there's some rounding, but I've not been involved on that, so.
Yeah, they're rounding the corner to make, so it makes the left turn easier. Then they're extending that whole island back
Yeah,
toward the country club and leaving about a 5-foot path through there, it looked like, for water.
But if Michigan is gonna close that bridge, then there wouldn't be any traffic.
Yeah, it seems like a total waste of effort, you know.
Make that decision now.
it was one of those decisions the city made, again, you know, with a resident stepping forward, the company offering to do it because we didn't know when and if it was going to be the bridge, there were going to be changes in Mission Hills.
I always figured the fire department would be the stumbling block for Mission Hills, because that, I mean, 52 seconds is a big deal for them if they can't get to somebody's house, either in Mission Hills or in Fairway, depending on where they're coming from. I mean,
I would assume they're coming from the 63rd Street, so they're really not taking that route. If
Yeah,
they're serving Fairway, they'll come through Mission Road, Mission Hills, they'll go 63rd to Mission Hills.
okay.
I don't think the fire marshal will have any say in it.
No, probably not. There's too many attorneys in Mission Hills. I make a motion, that we end this meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.